Do you know why coaches and consultants fail? Let me tell you, the difference between coaches and consultants who build a thriving business and those who struggle has nothing to do with talent or credentials. Stop getting all these licenses and certifications. They don't mean anything. It's having a clear strategic business plan. It is said that 82% of coaching and consulting businesses fail within 2 years. 82%. Those that have a formal business plan and a marketing plan, that rate goes from 82% down to 33%. Most coaches and consultants fail because they don't have a plan. They have a lack of clarity. And then they go into what I call a reactive mode because they don't have a strategic path to follow. They also have what I call financial blindness. Most coaching and consulting businesses run out of money before they actually gain enough traction. Number three, they're poorly positioned. They do not stand out in the increasingly crowded market, and they have scattered efforts. It's like no boundaries, no plan. They're just jumping at every opportunity with inconsistent results. So there are essential components that I help my client family members create in their business plans. Definitely, we start with an executive summary of what is your business about at a glance. What is your business description and your vision? Because that's the foundation of your future direction. What's the market analysis? You have to understand your landscape and don't just jump into something that you don't truly understand. You have to develop the right service offerings at the right prices with the right packaging for the right niche. And you have to have systems for operations, finances, and marketing. So when we start working on your business description and vision, we begin with a very small, deep, narrow coaching or consulting niche and specialization. Who specifically do you help with what one problem that you solve? Then we go on to, well, why do you have this business? Why does this business exist? Like at Heartrepreneur, our mission is to disrupt traditional sales and teach heart-to-heart marketing. And then the third piece of the business description and vision is, what's your long-term vision? Where do you truly want your business to be in the next 3 to 5 years? Then we look at the market. We do a target audience definition, a very detailed report of your ideal client. What are the specific challenges that they're having? Not what you think they're having. What are they actually telling us through research they're having? What are they saying their pain points are? What is the language that they are using, not you, to describe their problems? What are some of the solutions they've already tried? And where are they going to seek information and support? After we define your target audience, we do look at competitors, and don't tell me you don't have them, because you definitely do. Who are the other coaches and consultants serving your audience? What are their primary offerings? What are their price points? What are the marketing approaches they are using? What are they doing really well? And what are the gaps that they have in their offerings that you could come in and fill? Next, we look at your service offerings and your pricing. We create some core coaching or consulting packages, package names, descriptions, what each package includes, specific outcomes that a client can get from the package, what's the delivery method, what's the duration. Once we have the packages created, we go on to pricing. Price points for each package, payment options, rationale for the prices, and maybe even plans for future price increases. And then when you've done all that, we start scaling through additional offerings, things like group coaching, digital courses, workshops, events, books, information products, things like that. Finally, we're looking at your business operations. What is your technology infrastructure? What are the tools and platforms that are powering your business? What's the client journey? Let's map it out, a step-by-step experience that clients will have. And then we develop your systems, processes that ensure consistent delivery. And what does your team look like now or in the future? What is it that your team looks like and or needs to look like? When we've done all of that, then we look at financial projections. This is where it gets exciting, right? So, let's say you're in the beginning and you minimal startup costs. and you probably have minimal monthly expenses in the beginning. There's going to be a break-even point. And then there's going to be the growth in revenue target year 1, year 2. So I'm just going to use an actual client family member. They came to me very little income, like $2,000 a month, and their monthly expenses were $1,000. Well, that's not a business. That makes no sense. So we created their break-even point, and after working with me for it's a little over a year now, I know they hit 800,000 last year. They'll do more than that this year. In fact, they're projected to hit over 1.2 million this year. That's how you scale a business, and it doesn't happen overnight, despite what these people on social media tell you, like I made it overnight. It doesn't happen that way. There's a marketing and client acquisition flow. Positioning your brand with a unique angle, a core unique positioning statement comes from my book, The Conversion Equation. How are you different from the sea of coaches and consultants out there? Then we have to make sure you understand content marketing, because content marketing costs you nothing, and it's how you demonstrate through reverse marketing, attracting leads every single day. Third, we gather your social proof. How do we gather testimonials and case studies now and going forward? And finally, what channels are we going to use for client acquisition for those reverse marketing hand raises so that people can discover your coaching, consulting, your services? I take people from creating this plan to creating profitable and scalable coaching and consulting businesses. They've got a technology infrastructure, platforms that are growing their business rather than them having to keep getting new platforms as they scale, creating their own signature methodology, a structured approach that takes your coaching, your consulting, and it makes you completely different from anyone else out there. And then we implement your client acquisition engine and its marketing strategy that gives you measurable results on autopilot. I'm here to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.